Hello Hexicans, I'm USCG vet. I'm a 14-year Bitcoin OG person. I've been in crypto for a long time, since I guess 2010. I found Richard Hart's contract, the Hex contract, years ago, and listened to Richard, and I believe that he's made an amazing product, and he's continued on making really nice products with the PulseChain network as a clone of the Ethereum 2 network, and he's added on the PulseX exchange and the INC token. What I have developed is I wanted to find a way to add on and reward people for doing good behaviors, interacting with the Hex contract. So on the PulseChain network, I've developed this HexRewards token, which is just a PRC20 contract. You connect to this this website, and currently the website is, let me pull it up. It's this URL right here. It's being hosted on GitHub, which is I believe it's owned by Microsoft. So this was a good place to host the JavaScript, HTML, and CSS files. So all of this code, your browser downloads it and it runs it locally on your machine. It's only going to talk to the network that you're connected to with your MetaMask. And as you can see here, this is the PulseChain contract address for the HexReward token. So let me show you the website real quick. So what it's designed to do is it's trying to reward you for staking Hex, staking longer. It rewards you obviously with more Hex reward token the longer you stake. With 5555 day stakes being the best reward. So normally in this environment, oops, let me close that. Go away. Hex reward tokens, so you normally get on a daily rate, you'll get 0.00001 HXR tokens. With a 555 day stake, your daily rate is it's just 10 times more. So this is how many tokens you'll receive daily with a 5555 day stake. So I'm not rewarding larger bags like other contracts do. So this is kind of it's really meant to reward your length of time, and I think that's an interesting approach. Now, at the end, when your Hex stake has approached its term, in both cases, in a normal Hex stake or a 5555 day stake, you're able to claim what we'll call the good accounting bonus. So if your stake is a normal stake, say you have I'll just show it here in this example. Say you have a stake that you staked 1,000 days. Doesn't in this particular case, there's a tier system, but I'll talk about that in a minute. There's a minimum requirement for the tiers, and when you create a stake, you have to register the stake if it's a new stake, and the registration has to meet the tier requirements for new stakes. But let's just say for a 1,000-day Hex stake, you've consumed your entire number of days. You've completed the stake. Your early reward is the number of days you've consumed times the early reward amount, and that would be how much you would receive if you claimed. But in a in a situation where you have finished all the days, you can do what's called good accounting. And what that'll do is that identifies that you have met the term requirements of your stake, and you call this good accounting function to finish the stake so that you're not penalized in the Hex contract if you go beyond so many days. But it's to reward more good behavior of you not minting your Hex immediately. So when you good accounting, you're not actually given, all of the Hex that you've been anticipating to receive, for however long that you've staked your Hex stake. Good accounting will just say, my stake is finished. Go ahead and calculate the reward amount, but don't mint the coin. So that is the last part of what this contract rewards as considered good behavior. Because if you mint all your Hex, well, now you've just increased the supply of the Hex environment. You've just added all those tokens to the Hex supply. So, that for everybody, that kind of, it hurts its value. It doesn't really hurt your wallet as much if you end the stake on the Hex contract, but that's the next step after good accounting. So most people are obviously going to hit that end stake and mint their Hex stake, or hit their mint their Hex coins, and do whatever it is they're going to do with their Hex coins. But good accounting, you're not minting your Hex, and that's the last piece of the reward that we're going to do. So in this particular case, I'm going to show you your finished Hex stake. I'm going to go ahead and call good accounting for this environment. I'm just in my development environment, so this isn't real here. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm that good accounting function, and see it says right here, good accounting called successfully. It's confirmed, and we now told Hex it's finished, and Hex has calculated all the days that you're supposed to be minted whenever you call the end stake function. But we're not going to call the end stake function in my contract because I don't reward you for bad behavior. All right, so now if we notice, the early reward has been updated to now show that it's the same as your finished reward. So it's now 10 times more than what your early reward would have been. So we'll go ahead and claim that, and we'll watch our balance increase after making this claim. All right, so let's confirm that. Okay, so now our balance has increased by that 0.01 HXR token, Hex Reward token, and I can still return that with an additional fee. The fee will never be more than 13% of your finished reward. So the return function is meant for sort of like you're borrowing against your finished reward. This contract will only allow you to do an early reward of up to 10% of your finished reward. So if your finished reward in this particular case is 0.1234, your early reward is based on the number of days that you've consumed of your stake times that multiplier. This multiplier here would be this right here. So every day you're rewarded this for a normal stake, but for a 5-day stake, you're rewarded this many tokens per day. And you're only going to get however many consumed days that you've met for that. So in this particular case, as you can see, we've consumed 101 days of our 1,234 day stake. So our early reward that we can mint is only this 0.00101 HXR token amount. But our final finished reward will be 10 times the total number of stake days. So we'll go ahead and claim this early reward of 0.00101. Okay, and that reward is claimed successfully. we should see that it has increased our Hex reward balance. And now what we're going to do is, we did that while we were 101 days into our 1,234 day stake. So what I'm going to do is, in my development environment, I'm going to increase the number of days that our blockchain is sitting at. So we're going to increase it 10 days. So we'll wait for the blockchain to go ahead and, so we're now, we've increased to the current day that Hex is telling us is 2862. So we'll refresh. We'll notice that the consumed days for all the stakes except the ones that are finished, this one's the only one that's finished right now, these numbers here, these consumed days, will increase by 10 when I refresh. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Control F5. All right, so they've all increased by 10 days except the one that's finished here. And this disappears. This stake right here will disappear whenever you end stake in the Hex contract. So you'll go to the Hex website and use his interface to end your stake. I don't want to reward that behavior with this particular contract. I want you to stay in a good accounting state. You know, that makes sense for everybody to not have your supply minted of Hex. So, all right, so in this particular case, let's see, we minted that amount. Let's go ahead and let's look at the return fee. So the return fee is to try and, how did I word this? Let me make sure. Yeah, we want to keep pressure on how long your HXR is minted in existence. If you mint, the fee is to, you know, keep that pressure on to say, okay, I'm only going to mint for, you know, a specific amount of time. My fee is going to increase every day. And the way that the fee is calculated is, we take your consumed days times that daily rate, and multiply that by 1.3. So it's 30% of your consumed days times the number of daily XHR. More simply, it's this number here times 1.3. So when you multiply, and I think I can get a calculator up here. Let's see, where's the calculator? Calculator. All right, so if we look at this 00111 times 1.3, we're given this result in this particular case of the amount of HXR that you'll need to have in your wallet in order to do a return. And the fee, as it's designed, the fee, even as it increases every day, at the very last day, the fee will stop increasing. So whenever you've met the term of your Hex stake, the number of days, the fee will never be more than 13% of your finished reward. So even at the very last day, your fee will be 13% of that, in this particular case, 0.1234 of HXR. So at the moment, it's not 13% of your finished reward, but it starts at whatever consumed day you're on, and it keeps getting higher and higher until you reach 13% of the total finished reward amount. So if you mint early, that fee against what you've claimed, what you've minted, seems to be a high fee. But in the end, it's that fee will never get more than 13% of your finished reward. You're going to want to at least return the HXR that you've claimed early plus the fee in order to gain that last 10x bonus that you would receive when you do good accounting. So in this particular case, the fee is 30% more than your early reward. So let's go ahead and increase it another, say, 10 days. We'll watch it as it increases. All right, and now the fee, let's refresh the web page because we've added another 10 days. The fee is now 30% more of this value. So you can see that the fee has increased quite a bit more, but it's still less than that 13% of the final. You're going to stay smaller, so it's going to keep expanding as you approach the term of your stake. And that goes for all of the types of stakes that you can do. You know, your short stakes or your 5555 day stakes. That fee will never be more than 13% of the very last day of your early reward. So in our particular case, we'll go ahead and return that amount because we have more than enough in our wallet to pay that fee. Okay, so when you unlock or when you return your HXR, you can now reclaim your early reward, the entire early reward amount. So we paid 1.5, we paid 0.0015 in our fee just now. So let's increase by, I don't know, a month. So we'll do 3 runs of this 10 days. We'll do one more. So we just increased a month. And let's now look at our early reward a month later. So let's refresh. All right, so we're now above what that fee was a month ago because we've increased our number of days. I'm sorry, it's down here. We're right at, okay, we're right close to what that fee was. So let's add another 10 days because this is the line we were on, 881. That's that stake ID. So we're really close to that fee amount that you had already paid. So you've already made up, within a month, you've made up the fee that you kind of paid. All right, so let's do another 10 days. We should be beyond the fee at that point, and you're basically back in profit with HXR in terms. So let's refresh that. And as you can see, we're now past the fee. So you can claim this amount now. But you won't be able to claim this ending until we get to the very end of the term. So let's see. Let's add. This is 1,001 day stake. So let's just go ahead and we'll move. Well, let's do this. Where's my Visual Studio? Yeah. Let's just go ahead and move way beyond your finishing date. I want to show that the it's not going to, your fee isn't going to keep increasing once it goes past that stake day. All right, so let's just do 980. So that's way beyond the term of your stakes. Let me save that, and we'll run this. It'll run 980 days into the future, and we'll refresh, and we'll see that fee will be the consumed days reward times the 1.30 or 1.3 multiplier. All right, so we're at day 120. This may take a little while to run. So I'm gonna pause the recording. Okay, unpaused it. We're at day 925. We're still moving. And we're almost to 980. All right, 980. So let's go ahead and go back to here. All right, so we'll see that this 881 we'll get to the point where we can go ahead and claim the full amount of the finished reward. All right, so let's refresh. All right, here's stake 881. And we're I thought we were supposed to be. Did I miss something? 1141. Oh, I guess I need another 100 days or so. 100. Let's just add another 100. Oops. 50. Sorry, I don't do math live in my head. That's right, I was thinking it was a 1,000-day stake. It's 1,200 and something. I've been playing with 1,000-day stakes all day. It won't take too long to get there. Almost there. Oh. Okay, now let's go back here. Let's refresh. We should be past our stakes claim now. There we go. All right, so 1,234 days. I was thinking 1,000 days in my head for some reason. So the finished reward is still this, but if you notice, the early reward is 10 times less than our finished reward still. So we're going to go ahead and do the good accounting call. That takes it a minute for MetaMask to do the estimation, because it's calling the hex to see how many days it has to do for the good accounting. We're calling the actual hex contract stake good accounting function. This is the actual hex contract address right there for doing good accounting. But you can call this good accounting on the hex website. It does the same thing. Once good accounting is called, now our early reward matches our finished reward, and you can go ahead and do the claim, and you'll get the entire 10x bonus of what you were meant to get at the end of your stake. So we confirm that, and as you can see, our balance has increased. Our hex reward balance has increased by that 0.1234 HXR token. And that's basically it for the reward structure and how you can do your returns. Now, why would you do a claim, an early claim, and a return? That's something that you can use as a tool for whatever it is you're gonna meet the needs for other people. So in other words, the only way that people can interact with getting this token on exchanges or stuff like that is somebody has to do an early claim in order to mint these tokens into existence. But the fact that you're doing the early claim, now you got to start thinking about that return fee, because you're going to need additional HXR tokens in order to do that return. So it puts a lot of pressure on anyone that mints. So the goal is to keep the supply of this HXR token as low as possible for as long as possible. And all these pressure points, that helps keep the token supply down, which I think is good for the environment, for this system, for this particular token environment. All right, so now let's talk about the stake registration tiers. So right now, I know that if you want to do a hex stake, and you make a new stake, or be able to do claims, you can only claim if your hex. If you had an old stake, your stake ID has to be less than this number for you to be able to claim old stakes. But if you're creating a new stake that's beyond this number here, which today it's way beyond that number now, if you want to create a new stake, and that's what we'll go ahead and do here. We'll create a a 2222 hex stake, and we'll do it for 1,000 days. And we'll go ahead and create this. Wait, let me connect and create this stake. Let's confirm it. Okay. And let's go back home. All right, we should see that down at the bottom. Here's our 222 hex for 1,000 days. In this particular case, in tier 0, these are the tiers of how large your hex stake bag has to be in order to consume one of these seats in the tiers. The tier structure was designed to keep the number of stakes that can interact with this contract down as low as possible, so that the supply of this HXR token doesn't just balloon to infinity. It's just designed to act like your hex stake is kind of like a miner for HXR tokens. So the tier system kind of acts as like mining difficulty. There's only 365 seats available if your hex stakes are in this size range of 1,000 hex to 9,999 hex. So in my particular example, I have 1,000 hex. When I register, I'm going to consume a tier 0 seat. So let's go ahead and do a register. And you'll notice that this 365 will go down to 364 when I'm finished. All right, that registration is confirmed. So let's look down here. Yep, we've consumed a tier 0 seat, and now we can claim. So I'm going to go ahead and increase by, let's just do let's not go that far. Let's just do 20 days. So let me save that, because that's what I forgot to do last time I ran this, was save it. And we'll let that run. All right, 20 days. So let's refresh. All right, we're 20 days into the stake. Or not, I'm sorry, 19 days into the stake, because the very first day you have to, is the hex contract waiting to turn it on. So that very first day for your hex stake, you're waiting for hex to say, okay, this is now active. Now, once it becomes active, all the days after that, those are the ones that you're actually consuming. So we consumed 19 days. Here's our multiplier, where we multiply it times 0.4 zeros and a 1 times the number of days. That's how much HXR you can early reward. And your final reward is 10 times the amount of your normal rate times the number of days. So we can claim this 0.19, mint it into existence, maybe throw that into a liquidity pool, or do whatever it is you want to do with it, and watch your fee. So the fee starts out at this number times 1.3. So you need 30% more right off the bat just to do the return, and it's 30% more of what you claimed, but that's gonna keep increasing every single day. So we'll add another 20 days just as another example. Let it run. And I'll scroll down this script if somebody's curious about it. That's really all it's doing. It's just calling the Hex Contract daily update function, and then it's also increasing the hard hats block by a day. All right, so now let's go here. Let's refresh. We went up 20 days. Our return fee is now quite a bit higher than what we claimed. We claimed 0.00019, but now our fee is 0.0005. So that's quite a bit more than what we claimed, but still way lower than our 10x bonus. So just remember, your return fee will never be more than 13% of this final amount, this finished reward amount. Yeah, sorry, I forgot my screen is down here at the corner here. So this return HXR fee, being that it's that high, you can return you can mint and return, or claim and return as often as you want, as long as you're able to pay that fee. So, you know, you can borrow against your final amount as often as you want, just as long as you know, recover that fee each time you want to do your claim, or it's sort of like a borrow. So now that we've returned that amount, we can see that we can claim this amount again. And you know, as we increase that another, you know, let's just do 40 days. Do it one more time. And we do this. I think our fee was 0.0005 something. So let's see if we're higher than that. It might be higher after 40 days. Yeah, so we're at 0.00079. So within, I think, maybe 40 days or so, you're gonna always be pretty close to recovering what you did, or what you claimed. I'd have to really watch that math, you know, as time goes on. I'm pretty sure that could be a fair statement, though. But you'll never go more than 13%. And that's basically it. I want to keep this video as short as I could. Unfortunately, it's 30 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. But I just want to show these are the particulars. And that's the contract address on PulseChain's network, and here is the web address. This URL is case sensitive, so you have to use a capital H and a capital R for HexRewards in the URL. Otherwise, Microsoft's servers will reject it. So let's see. Let's just copy that and go here, paste it in, and that's the website. And if you use a lowercase h, I don't think Microsoft's GitHub server will allow it, so we'll try that and see what it does. Yeah, 404 not found. All right, so it is case sensitive, just letting you know. And that's not me, that's just the way that they host things. And that's it. You can join with us. You can, you know, send me a tweet. You can contact me in Telegram. So that's the link to the Telegram channel, and I hope you enjoy HexRewards. Thank you.